So if you've been working on your website, congratulations, that's an awesome activity to be working on. Now, it's great that you're putting together something which really sells yourself to the wider world. But as a one-off activity, you also really need to make sure that the information that is already out online also presents you in the best possible way. Firstly, you've got Google. Now, Google can be a great asset. It can also be a bit of a problem depending on anything that may have cropped up in your past that can influence someone when they search for your name. So literally pause this video now and go and Google your name. Google your name and your location. Google your name and a current or former employer and see what information comes up. If, in a lot of circumstances, there might be nothing, in which case, great, everything that you add from here on in is going to help positively benefit you. But potentially there's going to be other stuff that just pops up, and some of it you might genuinely not be aware of having existed already. So go away and do that now. So what did you find? If there is anything which basically you don't want a potential client to see, you're going to need to work out how to remove that. Essentially, the best way is to find the given website it's on and see if it can be deleted in one way or another. That will then pave the way so that once that is removed and you have added your website in, that can essentially replace any of that information that you have already got. What you want to ensure is that when anyone does Google your name, in an ideal world, you are presented with a full page of different things which really sell you. So that is going to be your website. That is going to be your various social media channels. That might be other blog posts you've written for other websites. That might be videos you're featured in. Essentially, it's just a page which really sells you. Now, obviously, we need to take that back a step because at the moment it's still early days. So as I say, just having a website, just having some kind of positive digital presence is a good thing on Google. When it comes to social media, the same rules apply. Slightly differently for different channels, but ultimately you need to be going through every possible channel and making sure that the information that is presented on there sells you to the best of your abilities. First of all, you need to be looking at things like Twitter because they are 100% public. Anyone can search through your Twitter feed. So I would highly recommend that you go back through, in theory, everything you have ever written and make sure that essentially there's not going to be anything in there which is going to present you in a bad light. Now, that can be something which is potentially offensive to people, and you may have written it years ago. It may just be something that is quite highly politically charged, or you're swearing, or something which essentially just doesn't look good. It's up to you as to what you do and don't keep, but you're wanting to present the best possible version of yourself online, so go through and clear that up. Now, the same applies for LinkedIn, if that is a channel you're already on, but it also applies to more personal channels like Instagram and Facebook. The reason being is that a lot of these channels, even if you are operating under a different name or just have a personal account and a business account, still means that people can find you. Certain clients do want to almost get to know you on a personal level rather than a professional relationship. So if they suddenly follow you on Instagram, and this has happened to me, you go, oh, well, everything on there is fine, but I don't feel particularly comfortable with this. And it does make you think, oh, well, I better make sure and go back through, there aren't any pictures that, you feel that would be inappropriate for a client to see. That doesn't necessarily mean to then, have to be a really messy night out or something like that. It's just something which essentially distinguishes your personal life from your business life. Again, the same with Facebook, but it could be the fact that a client is a friend of a friend of a friend. You might not know that, but essentially they could then subsequently put your name into Facebook and see the information that comes up. So it's making sure that any status updates you've written are professional. It's making sure that any photos aren't embarrassing. And essentially, it does mean that everything that you create and put out online does need to present you in the best possible way. Although ultimately, these potential clients will be finding your website and finding other sort of official sources of information that you're putting out. That's not to say that they can't find the other stuff as well. So it's vitally important that you go out and you do an audit and a cleanup of anything out there to present you in the best possible light.